terminal diseases like cancer, leukemia, whatever, they just die because we didn't have a treatment for it.
Yes, yes.
But now, in this country, not in every country, but in this country, so now you get cancer, you get leukemia, you get whatever, and there's treatments that you can take. Is there anything wrong with the person deciding, no, I'm not taking the treatment. I have such and such, but I choose not to.
Well, your mother and father, it depends. They may freak out about it and say that's wrong, but the people who believe that you're doing the wrong thing will come to you and tell you you're doing the wrong thing. You see, but it's your freedom to do whatever you want with the body. It's yours to play with. It's not your uncle or your aunt or your grandmother's body. It's your freedom to do what you want with the body. Now, of course, there are now the government has a little power over your body, over women's bodies more than men's bodies. But so you have to also within the freedom that's allowed to you in your environment, you're free to do whatever you want with your body. Did I
Yes.
Did I
Yes.
hear your question correctly?
Yes.
The thing is, when we are identified with the body, we feel that something is happening to me. You see, when the body gets sick, we feel that something is happening. I'm getting sick. You see, but I'm not getting sick. The body is sick. You see, when there are issues with the body, they're at the body level. They're not at the consciousness level. But that's the main confusion with the body, when in terms of health, is that we confuse the health of the body with my health. You follow?
Yes, I do.
The body is gonna get healthy and unhealthy. It's like day and night, you look at the greatest oak tree or the greatest redwood tree. At some point in time, I don't know, 1,000 years, but at some point in time, something is going to happen to that, the fiber of the tree or the trunk of the tree or the root system, whatever. But that's at the body-mind level.
Got it.
Now, it's wise, of course, to take care of your body as the manager of your body, as the caretaker of your body, to caretake of it best you can. And because then the experience at the body level is sweeter. And of course, in today's age, it's really wonderful. We have all sorts of pain. The technology to deal with pain is very advanced, so that's available to us. We have certain diets that are available to us if we are smart enough, wise enough, not to poison our body by eating meat and to eat a healthy vegetarian food, vegetarian diet.
Mm-hmm.
Then the body will respond and will cease to be knocking on your door every 5 minutes, do this for me, do that for me. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know what I mean? Then you can enjoy, going for a walk, listening to music, sitting with friends, reading a book.
Thank you.
Just some thoughts running through my mind. I was talking to some friends yesterday about exercises and stuff like that, and what I said was, yeah, that we're all gonna die, and that it's about just feeling good, like your body feeling good. That's why maybe I won't eat this or that, or maybe be overly lethargic because it just doesn't feel good. And then I was just now thinking about like checking in with yourself to see if something does feel good. And it's kind of it's either the easiest thing to do or kind of difficult to do, to check in whether something feels good, because you can't compare it to memory, because that just isn't realistic. You can't do a contrast of, oh, well, I felt not as good earlier and now I'm feeling better, because I can't relive 20
Right.
minutes ago.
Right.
So I guess it's not thinking about what feels good, but just presently, in the present, integrating with being, whatever like the tone of being takes. Maybe that's the answer to feeling good. But then I was wondering, just your thoughts on, someone who's diagnosed with something like MS, or where there's just chronic pain happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering what your thoughts are.
Mm-hmm. First, about feeling good. So, when you walk into a dark room and you move around in the dark room, you'll bump against various furniture. You may bump against a table, you may bump against the door. But as soon as you turn the light on, then you walk around. There's a table here, a chair here, etc. Yes? But when in the absence of the light, you're bumping against all sorts of things. That doesn't feel good. But you turn the light on and you walk around, you're not bumping against anything. You don't tell yourself, I'm feeling good. You're just moving around. You're going to grab the cup of tea, so you walk around this table, then around this. You see the thing on the floor, you step over it, you grab the cup of tea, and you come and you sit down. You don't tell yourself, I really was feeling good to go grab the cup of tea, you see. But what matters is the light, you see. The light was turned on. When the light is turned on, then all is well, you see. So what is the light? You see, it's a light. Because the happiness, if you want to say feeling good, let's say happiness. Or clarity, the absence of confusion, because when it's dark, you walk in the dark room, it's confusing, you're confused. Where is what? You don't see. And when there is like a little dimmer and the light slightly on, when it's slightly on, you can sort of distinguish some shapes, but it's not clear for you if it's a table or a chair or a coffer, you're not, but you perceive something, but you're not clear, you see. But so when the light gets bright enough, you see, okay, that's the chair is here, the table is there, you see. So the light is the light of consciousness. And happiness comes onto the world, shines onto the world, clarity and wisdom and intelligence, shines onto the world from consciousness, you see. So rather than looking at what feels good, you say, okay, this type of food feels good, this feels good, this, feels good. Because, you see, you might enjoy having a nice meal that is healthy, or you might exercise and you might feel good to enjoy a good activity at the body level, physical activity that feels good. But then, let's say you bump your knee against the chair. Now you cannot exercise. You see? Now you're not feeling good because you would like to exercise, but you cannot exercise. Or if you like this really nice meal that you ate, but it's really expensive to buy these ingredients because you're buying top ingredients to make a really nice meal. Now you cannot afford to cook this meal, to have this meal, or you're no longer invited to this meal. Now you're not feeling good because you don't have that meal, you see. So if you are feeling good, if you're feeling good is depending on something in the world, something worldly. Those worldly things, they are very impermanent. They change, they shift, you see. And they will particularly shift for you the more you like them, the more they'll shift for you. If you really like it, or really like it, then its bitter side will appear to you. Why? Because you are placing the cause of your happiness onto the wrong thing. When you place the cause of your happiness onto anything in the world, the body, good food, or feeling good, because feeling good refers to the body, the body-mind level is feeling good. You are overlooking the elephant in the room. You are overlooking the light, and that light will dim. That light, the light of consciousness, will dim because you are forgetting it. It's a metaphor. It's really maybe not a very good metaphor, but I'm going to continue with it.
Yeah.
So you remember the light, and you know where the switch is, and you know how to turn the light on. Okay? That's really important, that you know what is the source of the clarity. The source of the clarity is the light. You see? So the light of consciousness. And the happiness, the cause of the happiness, or the source of the happiness, or what is the happiness, is the light. You see?
Yeah. It's interesting that whether the light's shining on feeling good or feeling bad, the light doesn't flicker.
Yes.
It's based on what feeling arises.
Yes. The way the light of consciousness flickers is when you recognize that the light is the happiness. The light is the source of clarity. And then you forget it. You say, oh no, it's this, it's this or that. That's how it flickers.
Yeah.
That's how it flickers. And it gets dark. It gets dark when you completely forget it and you think, oh, my happiness is in having a healthy body and doing those wonderful exercises. And you do these exercises, and the more you do those exercises, thinking that's where your happiness is, the darker is the light for you.
Mm-hmm. It's a good metaphor because when the light is on versus when the light's off, there's no fear. You're not afraid of what's behind, what's behind me, what's right in front of me.
Yes. Yes. Right. They use that metaphor, I think, in the Upanishads with the rope and the snake. That when it's dark, you perceive a snake, and you're really you're scared, and you just jump, and your heart is beating, and so on and so forth. But when you turn the light on, and you say, it's the rope. You say. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of what happens when the body has MS or some sort of chronic disease or pain, as I mentioned earlier, it's really very lovely. Today we have all sorts of pain medicine. that's available to us. I don't know much about it, but it's available. And if the body has MS, you do your best as a manager of the body to keep abreast with the research that's being done, the latest research that's being done. If you feel like experimenting, you can make yourself available for these experiments. But knowing all along, and that's the key thing, that you are not the body, you see. So you're experimenting with the body. You say, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe this new treatment that I just reading about, it interests you, you study it, you look into it. At some point you feel, well, I'm interested, and then your confidence sort of grows a little bit through your research. So you say, okay, I'm going to put this body through this experience. But all along knowing that you're not the body.
Yeah. I imagine that the trap is really easy, and the trap would be that thinking that my happiness is in the absence of pain. And that again, the light would flicker in that scenario.
Yeah. Your happiness is in the absence of suffering. It's different from pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suffering is always this belief that I am a mortal body mind. I'm a woman, I'm a man, something is happening to me. What's happening to the body is happening to me. That's suffering. Mm-hmm. Or even when nothing is happening to me, the suffering is also the thinking of what's going to happen to me, what may happen to me. Oh my God, will this and that. So there are all sorts of scenarios that are just thoughts, and me itself is just some fragmentary character. And then at the body level, we're feeling a sense of danger, serious concerns. We're tossing and turning at night.
A thought that I had that relates to that once was whether I'm sitting here or whether I think it was when I was in Great Falls Park looking at the waterfalls and how intense and heavy they were, and I was like, whether I'm sitting here or if I'm being pulled by the water, how intense that would be. That irregardless of the situation, that which knows either of those situations doesn't change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. That, whatever is happening at the body-mind level is not happening at the consciousness level. At the consciousness level, nothing is happening. Well, one way of saying it is nothing is happening at the same time. Everything is happening without anything happening. So everything is happening, but nothing is happening. Now, it's really important not to just hear these things and sort of repeat them. Oh, yeah, everything is happening, nothing is happening. I'm talking to come to that experience, that, okay, let's say this is happening, but nothing is happening. It's complete stillness, complete peace. Presence is not an event. Events are perceptions, thoughts, sensations. Presence is a non-event, it's the reality. That's the non-happening. But you could also call it a happening, the only happening. The only happening is consciousness. The only happening is presence. So you could say, for example, like in your night dream, the only real happening is you in bed. And all the dreams and the waterfalls and the falcons, whatever is arising in your dream, that's not really happening. You see? Or you could say, well, all these dream events are happening, but nothing is happening to I, the dreamer. So you could say the happening is at the dream level, and the non-happening is at the reality level, meaning the reality of the dreamer. There are many ways of saying it, but what really matters is not how we say it, but your understanding is what matters.